Well, hello everyone. Now, the week isn't quite over yet, but it's probably pretty safe to take a look at Arena and everything that has happened and talk about the general experience of this Super Arena week, which is what I am calling it for right now. So first of all, you may notice my Lapis count decreased a considerable amount. Well, that's because I essentially wanted to get a higher rank and see how high you could go with what I spent. So as I have experience, it's about 10k Lapis to get in the top 1500. And to get in the top 1000 is insane. It's probably somewhere among the 300,000 points, maybe even 400,000 points. I don't know, but I'm definitely not going that high. And in terms of first place, well, it hasn't stopped, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets a lot better, since we still have approximately 6 hours left, 6 hours and change, but really, it has been an absolute insanity watching this going on in terms of first place positioning. Like, if you consider the fact that even if you divide this in half, it's probably about 75 to 100k Lapis that will end up being spent by each of these people trying to go for first place. And who will squeeze out the win? Well, the other thing is that given the amount of points that there are here, I'm pretty sure that these are just straight bots, because I cannot imagine, given 200,000 Lapis wasted most of my weekend, or getting the rank I got wasted most of my weekend, I can't imagine how much time it would take to actually get these scores. These scores are insane. 1,000,000 points in Arena? Why? Other than bragging rights, that's the only thing. So yes, it was definitely an impossibility to get top 500 for anyone who wasn't just willing to waste an entire week and a ton of money. And there'll be backlash about this. This was unfair, and chances are I don't foresee Alan doing anything about the bots, because the bots are spending a ton of money. Why would you? The bots are making them money. So I definitely don't foresee any kind of correction or anything like that. The rank people get is the rank people will get, and there will probably be no compensation for it. But in terms of what the grind was like, because I think that's another interesting thing to talk about as well, just refresh and see how it goes. Whoops, that's not a refresh. That's not a refresh at all. In terms of the actual experience of trying to get this high of a rank, it is miserable. It is definitely one of the... Oh, look at that. We dropped some more ranks. Probably going to have to spend some more Lapis to make sure I stay comfortably within the top 1500. But in terms of the experience that I've had doing this, this was pretty terrible. It is unbelievably grindy. Imagine the dull mundaneness of fighting Arena time after time after time. And then imagine adding the fact that you have to do this a ton more. My win streak is currently approximately 500 wins, which is insane, I think you will say, and yes, it is. But what's more insane is the fact that I've come across parties that are considerably higher than me that... Oh, look at that. I took over Grim. Sorry, Grim. Anyway, I've come across parties that, okay, maybe they have it set to be something different, but only have 75% bonus units, and they're considerably higher ranked, which means that they spent way more Lapis on this than they needed to. It is baffling. It is baffling to the mind to sit back and watch this week in Arena and how much has been spent by others, and me too. And yes, I am part of the problem here. I am definitely part of the problem. And I don't expect it, after seeing how much people did this time, for it to be better, because there are very clearly at least 9 other people who are ready to spend a fortune trying to get that first place. So, yeah, the idea that this is what the first one was like, whatever my initial estimates were, I'm probably going to put it at 8 months before it even remotely settles down. I could see the next one still being over 1 million arena points to get first place. I could see actually the next 5 being 1 million points in arena, because if there's no correction against bots, then there's no chance that most normal humans with a job or a life or just not wanting to spend a ton of money can really do. Now, the grind itself has been also kind of horrible, because as you go up and up and up, it gets slower and slower and slower and slower to see your rank increase. As a matter of fact, it's at this point, 1 Lapis refresh is enough to move up maybe 25 ranks, if you're lucky. The bonuses just get spread so far out, and individuals are just so far spread out that you kind of just have to keep going. And also, it's a war of attrition at this point. People in the 1400s, they don't want to lose, they don't want to go down below 1500 before this thing is over. So there's going to be a war of attrition of people trying to get up in rank that are just close to that 1500 and could probably push into the top, but knocking other people out, which means that other people are going to have to do it too. Now, it's not super bad, because I think everyone's kind of had the spirit extinguished from them pretty well. But if you want to keep your rank, you still got to be fighting into the late hours. And after this, I have to say, I'm pretty sure that anyone who gave any kind of effort in this is not going to want to play Arena for the next 3 weeks. At least that's what I would expect. Maybe these whales just keep whaling no matter what. But generally, pretty horrible experience, all in all. And again, I think a horrible experience for anyone who's below 1,000, because essentially at this point this is still in the possibility of a realm of what a normal human could do in a normal work week, and the others, not so much. I need to turn on a light. It's getting a little too dark in here. There we go. And it is brighter. But it was definitely not a super positive experience, and I don't see it becoming a positive experience anytime soon. And I don't see the rewards changing for any time in the foreseeable future, which means that those TMR Moogles are just going to remain probably a unobtainable goal for a lot of people, unless they get added to Mog King for some insane amount of currency, but that's still pushing people into bonus units, and So yeah, we still have some time left before this week's arenas ends, and in 6 hours, I'm less interested where my position is, because I feel like I'm just going to spend to keep in around that 1400th spot, so I'm not losing out to a lower rank. But it is kind of interesting to see where the whales will end up. Now, the way that I've calculated this in the past on stream is I'm under the assumption that first place is probably averaging about a 1 times bonus, because everyone's below you. There's some fluctuation, but for the most part, probably we'll go on a generous of a 1.2 times bonus for an average, and I think that's really, really generous. So a 1.2 means 120 plus, I don't know, a bonus of 36 times 2. So 120 plus 120 plus 36. Basically 276, which is considerably lower than anyone who is riding a 1.5 times bonus, but still. So if we take the top of, what is it? 111,369. Divide that by 276. It ends up being approximately 4,035 refreshes. Well, okay, not exactly. It's 4,035 plays. So we have to divide that again by 5 and take out, I don't know, probably how much? I mean, there's more or less, if we just subtracted even I think, 50 from the week, because you get 24 in a day, so that's 5 per day. 5 times 7 is 35. Rough estimates, you're still looking at about 750 refreshes, which is 75k lapides. And that's, again, being probably a little bit generous in my estimates. But really, at the end of the day, this was an expensive week in Arena for a lot of people, and probably a great week for Alum's financials. Now, does that mean that other people are going to see the benefits of trickling down, of taking a massive amount of money from whales so the game can be more generous in the future? Probably not.